Chaos erupted in Coeur d'Alene on Thursday evening when a man's trail of violence left one dead, another injured, and police racing against time to stop him. What began as a robbery spiraled into a murder and a heart-pounding high-speed chase that ended in a dramatic crash. This is the story of Daniel Stinson, a name now etched in Idaho's criminal history.
Sure, you have your rifle ready?
Send information, medical, North Family.
I'm unsure of the occupant number. It looks like possibly just one unknown.
Find the tree location now.
I'll get a mile closer. We're coming up to one right now. Mile post 88. Speeds are still 70.
Heavy.
Under 2 pit.
Vehicle pursued, mile post 88.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Heavy shots fired, I couldn't get.
Go! 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 Both tires are down! Under 2 pit.
Vehicle pursued, mile post 88.
Okay.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Heavy shots fired, I couldn't get.
Go! 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 Both tires are down! Control 5 to 2 vehicles continuing. Vehicles rolled over vehicle.
Heavy location.
You're the fucking ass! Fucking ass! R02 crash! Let's go,
The chase reached its dramatic conclusion near Gazer Road. Officers deployed a tactical maneuver to stop Stinson, but the Explorer veered off the road, rolling over and coming to a violent halt. Stinson, trapped inside the overturned vehicle, was quickly apprehended. Shots were reportedly fired during the pursuit, but no further injuries were reported, aside from a state trooper who sustained minor injuries in a cruiser wreck.
Late morning in Fairfax, Virginia, a patrol officer had a BMW 750 pulled over on the shoulder when out of nowhere, a black BMW M3 came flying down the opposite side of the road. The officer barely jumped out of the way in time. The stopped driver had minor injuries. The officer was hurt too, and all 3 teens in the M3 got checked out for bumps and bruises. When you are already out on pre-trial release for a stolen vehicle and drug charges, slapping a fake red and blue police light bar on your roof isn't going to fool the real cops. On April 11, 2025, a wanted Chevy Cruze crossed state lines into Wisconsin after already fleeing from law enforcement down in Illinois. When Pleasant Prairie officers spotted the vehicle and flipped on their lights, the driver refused to give up. Knowing he had 4 other passengers packed inside the car, he still mashed the gas pedal and kicked off a wildly reckless pursuit. The brutal contact sent the Chevy completely out of control, violently rolling multiple times before smashing into a residential front yard. With the vehicle destroyed, the 5 occupants were forced to awkwardly crawl out of the shattered rear window, one by one, at gunpoint. The reckless stunt left his passengers with serious trauma, including fractured ribs and a severe spinal injury. At the hospital, the highly impaired driver made things even worse by spitting directly on an officer. With a car full of cocaine and critically injured passengers on his hands, Joshua J. McCarthy is now facing a massive stack of felonies, including first-degree reckless injury. Currently sitting on a $75,000 bond, he is realistically looking at 10 to 15 years behind bars for this disastrous decision. On April 8th of 2026, an ASP trooper spotted a gray Honda Accord cruising down East 9th Street with a driver who couldn't be bothered to buckle up. It should have been a standard traffic stop for a simple seatbelt ticket, a minor fine and a lesson learned. Instead, the driver ignored the lights, slowly rolled through a few turns, and then mashed the gas, making a split-second choice that put innocent lives on the line.
Not stopping. Arkansas Boy Lincoln number 42 out of BLN 428. 1037. Speed's 45. Light, almost no traffic. Black male, white t-shirt. 60 tug. West on 16th, speed 50. Northland County. Throwing marijuana out the window. 21st and County. Blew the red light at 24th. Was northbound at 29. His speeds are probably over 100. He continued north. .38 running on foot at Arkansas County.
Disaster struck at the top of a blind hill. The fleeing car blew through a busy intersection and violently collided with 2 other vehicles, sending one of the innocent drivers straight to the hospital. The suspect bailed on foot but didn't get far before the ASP trooper took him down at gunpoint.
Say, police, stop! You're gonna get tased. You're gonna get tased. Look at your fucking hands. Hands.
My leg hurts.
What?
Oh, my leg hurts. My leg hurts.
I don't care. Bend over my car. Bend over my car.
Oh, my leg hurts.
I don't care. Stay right there.
Hey, call my mama. 7771.
Hope you know all of YouTube knows your mama's number now. Stop. Stop!
I ain't did that.
Who are you?
Who are you? Bro, you harassing me.
Stop moving! Just stop!
Bro, you harassing me, bro. Hey, see on the phone? Come here, bro, please.
Don't come over here.
Hey, bro, he trying to hurt me, bro.
Lean over the car. Gosh, dang. Chill out. You're done. It's over. Stop.
Hey,
Walk
help. No, you gotta
I'm going to carry you if you don't walk.
Hold on, bro. You hurting me. You hurting me, bro.
Officers found even more weed hidden in his pants and soon realized the Honda had been stolen right out from under the owner while she slept. The driver, Leighton Moore, was hit with felony fleeing, causing serious injury and second-degree battery, which will likely land him behind bars for up to 16 years. It was one of the most chaotic nights in Atlanta, Georgia. On September 14, 2025, a GSP trooper pulled over a white Chrysler 300 Hellcat on Conn South. Under the hood, a 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi, 707 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 3.8 seconds. And right as the trooper stepped out, the Hellcat hit the gas and chase was on.
Hey, he's fleeing! He's fleeing! He's going southbound! Wait. Yes, sir. Today, Atlanta. Today. 10-3-10-33-713, what's your plate? We're 20 west, it's 114, I'm primary. Clear, 114, primary, 20 west. It's a white Chrysler 300. Clear, block, 300.
Even in heavy traffic, the Hellcat driver showed real control. He flew through red lights at high speed, cutting between cars and squeezing through tight gaps, missing other vehicles by inches. Then he pushed it close to 150 miles per hour through residential areas, and two GSP Mustang GTs still couldn't close the distance.
Woo, shit, don't bottom out right there like I did. Northbound on Hopkins. Northbound on Law. Northbound on Law. Eastbound on RDA. Alright, he's going
Even after the GSP troopers pushed their Mustangs to the limit and tried everything to stay on them, the Hellcat disappeared in a residential neighborhood. That's how a Chrysler 300 Hellcat beat two GSP Mustang GTs that night. And I'm sure, even though they didn't catch him, both troopers had a lot of fun putting those Mustang GTs to work. Meanwhile, when the driver got home, he probably looked back at that Chrysler and told it he loved it. Usually, drug dealers go for Dodge Chargers or Challengers, but on December 20th, 2024, Malcolm Curry decided a Chrysler 300 was the perfect ride for moving weight. Trooper Chase Landry was patrolling near Interstate 40 when Curry merged dangerously into traffic. After spotting an expired tag, the trooper flipped his lights to initiate a stop. Curry played it cool at first, waiting in a left turn lane to merge onto the interstate, clearly thinking his Hemi engine had better chances out there before running a red light to kick off the madness.
56, 10,000. We're getting back 67 minutes south. Just blacked out. Speed's about 70.
The danger hit a terrifying new level when Curry completely blacked out his lights and floored it, pushing the Chrysler to a blistering 150 miles per hour on Interstate 40. He used the shoulders to blow past other cars, showing absolutely zero regard for anyone else on the road. As the chaos spilled onto Interstate 430, troopers Brandon Love and Trey Davis took over the pursuit, keeping the pressure on the driver as speeds continued to hover around 140 miles per hour.
Okay, take that one. Westbound on Carter Glen. Westbound Carter Glen. Gonna go north on Bowman. Correct. Staying westbound Colonel Glenn.
17 Little Rock, I'm secondary. I'll call it. We're passing David O'Donnell now westbound. Speed to 90. Returning. Gonna go north on Robson.
He wrecked out.
The wild ride finally ended when Malcolm Curry lost control during a sharp turn and smashed the Chrysler straight through a Subaru dealership gate. He bailed from the wreckage and tried to run, but Trooper Hunter Glover quickly chased him down. Inside his abandoned backpack, troopers found a massive stash: 2 pounds of marijuana, psychoactive mushrooms, promethazine, and 47 ecstasy pills. Between the totaled Chrysler and the heavy drug trafficking charges, Malcolm Curry is now staring down up to 30 years in state prison. On March 3, 2024, an FHP trooper spotted 2 Camaros, one white, one black, flying south on Interstate 275 near the Interstate 4 junction. Both were driving nasty, speeding, tailgating, lane cutting, and the white Camaro was clearly the main character. The trooper tried to stop it, and the driver hit the gas.
We're getting set to their elevation though. We're about to get you the
Suspect pushed 140 miles per hour and kept the pedal down, tearing across the Howard Franklin Bridge toward Pinellas County. The trooper was running at maximum speed just to stay in range, and on the open stretches, the Camaro was still slowly pulling away.
We're southbound to Business Park. Yeah, we're turning back towards Interstate. Yeah, we're speeding on that. Now going eastbound. Southbound 22nd Street.
When the Camaro finally slowed during a turn, the trooper used the push bumper to strike the rear corner. Spin, curb hit, airbags deployed, vehicle disabled. 2 occupants jumped out, the passenger disappeared, and the driver, Barnard Stokes Jr., tried to run but was caught almost immediately. From gangster to victim in 30 seconds. Stokes showed signs of alcohol, refused the breath test, and records revealed a suspended license with 9 prior suspended license convictions and 2 prior fleeing cases. Charges included DUI, refusal, fleeing at high speed, driving while suspended, 3rd plus, and resisting without violence, around 5 to 10 plus years in prison.
What began as a routine traffic stop turned into a wild game of cat and mouse. Watch as a determined officer on a motorcycle tries to pull over a couple on another bike. But the driver has other plans. Will they get away, or will justice prevail?
Vai, para, caralho. Vai, deita. Deita no chão. Deita no chão. Vai, deita no chão.
Most sport bikers have fake confidence, pushing max speed and usually crashing out. But this one dominated the highways. That week, he had already escaped Arkansas State Police twice, and on April 14th, 2023, it was his 3rd try. Trooper Tyler Langley spotted the bike, lit him up, and just like before, the rider dropped the hammer. The bike blasted onto the interstate, ripping past 120 miles per hour. Cars clogged the so-called fast lane, crawling like snails, and the trooper had no room to run. The rider, though, slipped through every gap. With every mile, the biker turned it up. Soon he was clocking 160 miles per hour, stretching the gap wider and wider. Backup units tried to close in, but there was no chance. The highway belonged to him. In seconds, the chase was over. The biker's raw speed made the call simple. Pursuit terminated. That marked his 3rd escape in a single week. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a Corvette C6 turned the night into a nightmare for troopers. After slipping past 3 units, another trooper locked on as the chase hit full throttle, pushing speeds of 135 to 140 miles per hour.
Liddy Buck, he's taking off. We're going to be 30 eastbound.
vehicle description, charges, speeds, traffic.
30 westbound, direction 30 eastbound, speeds 135. It's going to be rolling Corvette. So I'll let you out. Then 28 second light traffic.
The Corvette flew through highway construction zones, swerving around barrels and dodging traffic at impossible speeds. At 120 miles per hour, the driver made a daring move, sliding past a car in front and shooting into the right lane.
Yep. Go left. Yeah, there we go.
Warning, I just wrecked out. 30 eastbound, 114.
The trooper had no time to react. He clipped the barrels and slammed into an innocent couple's vehicle. Meanwhile, the Corvette disappeared into the night. Another chase where Arkansas State Police were left empty-handed. On July 25, 2024, a Clayton County deputy tried to stop a Dodge Charger Hellcat for a defective headlight. The driver actually pulled over at first, but not to cooperate. He stopped just long enough to drop off a passenger, then hit the gas and took off. And let's be honest, if your friend jumps out right before a high-speed chase, that's not real friend.
I got a passenger. All right, I'm in pursuit. Passenger just got out the vehicle. All right, go ahead, hold track for me.
Hold traffic.
All right, we'll be going southbound Fitzgerald, speeds 100, traffic light.
Southbound on Fitzgerald.
Passenger got out the vehicle. I'm setting up to take the vehicle off the road. Stand by.
Stand by, where you at?
Southbound Fitzgerald, speeds 100, traffic none. Get ready to come up to the intersection. Coming up on Terra Road. 41. Stop your head! Stop!
This was the perfect moment for the "you can't park there" joke. Most Hellcat thieves are bad drivers, and this one wasn't an exception. He lost control and crashed into the trees. In one crash, he destroyed the Hellcat and his freedom. And imagine being the actual owner, watching someone total your dream car like that.
Get on the ground before I take you. Get on the goddamn ground. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach.
In the car, deputies found 40 grams of marijuana, stolen credit cards, stolen IDs, and fraudulent checks. And he had multiple warrants, plus a history of fleeing other agencies. With all that stacked, he could be looking at 5 to 10 years behind bars.
Late at night on September 20th, 2023, Arkansas State Trooper Lucas was cruising down Interstate 440 when two cars blew past him like fighter jets, easily doing 150 miles per hour. By the time he hit the lights and siren, the race was already splitting up. One car took an exit, but the other, a white Dodge Challenger, decided to push its luck. Bad move. With another trooper up ahead ready to assist, the chase was on. What followed was a high-speed pursuit across multiple highways, reckless maneuvers, and a final pay-T maneuver that sent the suspect spinning into the median. As soon as traffic cleared, Trooper Lucas made his move. He lined up behind the Challenger, waited for the right moment, then struck the left rear corner with a Tactical Vehicle Intervention, TVI. The muscle car spun out instantly, cutting across both lanes before slamming into the median cable barrier. Just like that, the high-speed nightmare was over.
This chase is proof you don't need a NASCAR build to outrun police. Sometimes all it takes is creativity and a little risk. On April 15, 2023, ASP Trooper Thomas Hubbard pulled over a Ford Explorer for speeding. The stop was calm at first. Polite talk, no tension. The driver gave a fake name, and while the trooper walked back to check it, the Explorer suddenly floored it and took off. At around 100 miles per hour, the Explorer pulled off something nobody expected. At the last possible second, the driver cut hard for a right side exit, threading past a semi by inches. It was smooth, risky, and perfectly timed, the kind of move you don't expect from an Explorer. That single decision blew the chase wide open. The trooper lost him, the search came up empty, and after about 4 minutes, it was called off. The driver was never found. It all started with a white BMW flying past Walmart doing 114 miles per hour, like the red light didn't even exist. Typical BMW energy. Speed over sense. The moment the officer pulled out, the driver stomped the gas, and the chase was on.
Here he comes.
At Grassy Lake Bridge, troopers nailed the spike strip deployment. The suspect's tires got shredded and his speed started to drop. But even with flats, he kept pushing.
25 primary, I'm secondary. 25, if you can't get over it, get stopped. I'm looking the three lanes almost to top of the hill here. Speed is slow dramatically. We're down to about 90 now. We're still about 120 catching up to it.
Trooper Cheers stepped up, and at 105 miles per hour, he delivered a clean PIT that sent the BMW flying off the road into a ditch. Out of nowhere, two dogs leapt out of the wreck and took off running across the field. Ethan Matthew German was hit with a long list of charges: felony fleeing, aggravated assault, reckless driving, speeding at 135 miles per hour, and more. As for the dogs, both were later found safe and uninjured. On April 20th, 2024, around 8:30 p.m., officers spotted a red Ford Fusion on I-40 with tags registered to a white Land Rover. They tried to pull it over, but the driver had other plans. She took off at over 120 miles per hour with a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old in the back seat.
about your phone slowly.
And no send state message until north of 206.
TBI, TBI, TBI.
TBI.
211, 211.
211.
Still going, still going.
Still going.
211 westbound, still going. 210, speed
203, we spiking or TBI?
And so they're waiting at the 202.
TBI unsuccessful.
We can try TBI.
TBI unsuccessful.
Speed's 117. We're at the 209.
209, speed 117.
We're up to 120.
120.
Near mile marker 209, officers finally landed a clean hit. The third PI disabled the fusion and brought the pursuit to an end. The driver was identified as Jaleisha Muldrew. In the passenger seat, her boyfriend Cordell Lowe, and in the back, a baby and a toddler. Both children were released to their grandmother after DHS was notified. Jaleisha was charged with felony fleeing, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor, fictitious tags and stickers, no insurance, reckless driving, and driving on a suspended license. And it all happened at 120 miles per hour, with her own kids along for the ride. At 10:25 p.m. on December 4th, 2022, officers spotted a vehicle with a suspended driver's license and observed it crossing a solid white lane. When the officers tried to initiate a traffic stop on South University Avenue, the driver had other plans. Rather than pulling over, the car sped off, weaving through traffic and blasting through red lights like a man on a mission.
Speed probably about 110. Light traffic.
After 15 minutes of adrenaline-fueled pursuit, just when it seemed like this chase might never end, the master himself arrived. Trooper Bird, cool, calm, and calculated, pulled up and positioned himself for the perfect moment.
Where you at? Watch your crossfire.
On November 26, 2022, Arkansas State Trooper Spencer Morris locked onto a red Chevy Camaro blasting down the highway. Lights came on, and the chase was on. Morris floored his cruiser, pushing 135 miles per hour across the interstate. But even at those speeds, the Camaro kept pulling away, showing no signs of slowing down.
actively.
As the pursuit closed in on the Memphis Bridge, the Camaro stretched the gap even further, hitting 140 miles per hour. The taillights faded fast and the chase was slipping out of reach. By the time they reached Tennessee, Trooper Morris had no choice but to give it up. The red Camaro was gone, another muscle car escape written into Arkansas pursuit history.
Brookhaven officers were on patrol when they noticed the black Dodge Durango at the Chevron gas station. It wasn't long before they realized something was off. A quick check revealed that the vehicle had been reported stolen. With no time to waste, officers moved in to block the car, hoping to make a quick arrest. But the suspect wasn't going down without a fight. As soon as the officers moved in, the driver hit the gas, trying to escape the scene. The stolen Durango sped off. The suspect jumped out of the car and ran, but the officers and K-9 were ready.
Important to understand how cybercrime and identity theft are affecting our lives. Personal information gets exposed so often, always.
Hey, I'm gonna send this dog over. You better surrender. I'm gonna send this dog over. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna send the dog. Send the dog. The boot.
On June 29, 2023, deputies in Charles County were called to Waldorf after 34-year-old suspect assaulted a woman in a parking lot and stole her car. When officers spotted him minutes later, he took off at over 100 miles per hour, blowing through traffic signals and weaving dangerously through traffic.
Southbound 205, number 1 lane, speed to 75. 759, number 1 lane, traffic light, speed to 100. Passing Idlewood, speed 102, number 2 lane, 0 traffic. 759 on direct, still southbound 205, southbound 205, someone trying to get 6 at 5 to 205. Number 2 lane, speed 116. No traffic. 759, number 1 lane, he's 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. The accident, 1050.
Pushing his stolen car too hard, the suspect lost control and veered into oncoming traffic, straight into the path of a dump truck. The impact was brutal, the car completely totaled, and debris scattered across the road. Deputies reached the wreck within seconds and found the suspect fatally injured behind the wheel. The dump truck driver was taken to the hospital, while the crash site became a grim reminder of how quickly a high-speed chase can turn deadly. On February 15, 2024, an Arkansas state trooper ran the plates on a white pickup truck and instantly got a red flag. The owner, Robert Lawson, was a registered sex offender who had active warrants for his arrest. The trooper immediately called for backup and flipped on his lights to initiate the stop, but the driver had zero intention of pulling over. Instead of hitting the brakes, he slammed the gas pedal and took off, kicking off a desperate and reckless run that would permanently end his life just minutes later.
10-4. We're getting county advised. Hot Springs, all units, are you copying?
42-10-4, I'm headed away. In out.
Hot Springs will be Texas, North Frank Victor, 9349.
Hot Springs K5, that returns on a 2016 Toyota pickup light. What's your mile marker?
Hot Springs, I just pitted him out. He's in the median. He's fixing to run. Send an ambulance. Send an ambulance.
No.
Tearing down the highway at 110 miles per hour, the driver left the trooper with no choice but to end it the ASP way. The trooper locked onto the bumper and delivered a brutal, high-speed pit maneuver. The heavy pickup whipped violently into the median, sliding entirely backward out of control. In a blind panic, the driver made the absolute worst mistake of his life. He threw his door open and leaped from the moving truck. He hit the pavement with unforgiving, devastating force.
Hey, can you hear me? Hey, yep, there we go.
EMS rushed the scene and transported him to the hospital, but the damage was already done. A few hours later, the suspect died from massive head injuries, closing the book on his criminal record for good. On August 2nd, 2021 in Georgia, a blue Camaro SS flew past a trooper on I-20, doing over 100 miles per hour. The car looked fast, sounded faster. That SS wasn't just quick and expensive, it was also running North Carolina plates that belonged to a Silverado.
Attempted hit, getting off 26. Clear. Get out of the car! Get out of the fucking car! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get off the fucking ground!
Troopers hit Wyatt with a pit on the Liberty Road exit ramp. Airbags deployed, the Camaro locked up, and Wyatt bailed out the passenger side, running straight across I-20. He crossed multiple lanes of traffic with cops chasing behind him on foot. Villarica PD found Wyatt shortly after and took him into custody. He was later handed over to state troopers and booked into the Douglas County Jail. The Camaro? Stolen from a dealership in Union County.
Trooper Jacob Bird took the lead, locking in on the fleeing vehicle as it blazed down Interstate 40 East. Clark pushed the needle past 130 miles an hour, swerving recklessly through late-night traffic. Every mile raised the stakes and the danger.
Alright, I'm in the right lane, it's in the left lane. Is it Crown Vic?
Supposedly trying to assault an officer.
By mile marker 283, Bird made his move. With perfect precision, he executed a tactical vehicle intervention, spinning the sedan off the road. But just as the dust started to settle, a second trooper rushed onto the scene. Visibility was poor, and the trooper hit an already crashed car at high speed.
Alright, I just about rigged out. I see the guys. I see the guys. Alright, you rigged out.
When the dust cleared, silence took over the highway. DeMarcus Clark lay motionless. His run had ended in the very wreckage he created.
Imagine posting online threats to Arkansas law enforcement and the governor, then jumping into a pickup and hitting the highway. Really bad idea and a really rough way to start the day. John Davis did exactly that. Arkansas State Police units closed in within minutes. Even legendary Trooper Jacob Bird was in the pack, but this time Trooper Joseph Killian slid to the front and took charge of the pursuit.
Medium traffic. Coming up the north interchange. We're going to be staying 40 eastbound.
40 eastbound, facing 98.
Bridge, we're still eastbound. I've heard you say please swing over there and give me a general that we're staying with me.
Okay.
71 secondary. Just drive 40. When you get a chance to get past the traffic, city. We're out past the 156, 107.
That's 156, 107.
At 103 miles per hour, Killian tapped the truck's rear quarter. Both vehicles locked, whipped off the asphalt, and spun across a grassy field. Brutal, yet pure, Arkansas precision. Dogs barking, rifles ready. They dragged John Davis from the crumpled truck and cuffed him in the weeds. No one was hurt, but both vehicles were scrap, and Davis now faced felony threat and fleeing charges. Chaos erupted on November 4th, 2023 in Texas when 51-year-old Christopher John Lebowski sparked a high-speed chase in a massive 80,000-pound 18-wheeler. What began in Montgomery County quickly spiraled into a full-scale emergency as the semi thundered down highways for 161 miles, dragging multiple police agencies across 4 counties in one of the longest pursuits Texas has ever seen.
2322, we're approaching the West Lane exit. Traffic is at a stop.
That's it.
231, is he slowing down? 2322, he's turning around the counterflow down the exit ramp, or the on-ramp.
Clear. Are you fairly driving?
Counterflowing on 59 southbound.
For the officers chasing him, it was pure madness. The truck crushed spike strips, swerved through traffic, and even drove the wrong way down busy highways. That 80,000-pound beast seemed untouchable, a rolling wall of steel that laughed at every tactic thrown its way. It was a terrible day to wear a badge in Texas.
One with traffic light on the opposite main lane. Give me the channel. Traffic is increasing. Can DPS shoot this guy's tires? Southbound through Banks.
Here, southbound through Banks.
Strike vehicles at Montrose and Maine.
Here, just struck a vehicle in Montrose and Maine.
We're across the sunset. Third road. There's nothing on the sunset stretch.
Here, third road on Donahue.
After 2.5 hours of chaos, police finally boxed the semi in on Cross Creek Ranch Boulevard in Fool's Ear. Lubowski was pulled from the cab and taken into custody without injury. Inside, officers found methamphetamine, stacking felony, evading, and drug possession, charges that could lock him up for over 20 years. The 161-mile rampage was finally over. The beast had fallen.